Look at this seat. It is absolutely hideous.
What's up, everybody? It is Cameron with the Atlas Strength Shop. Today's going to be a little bit different. When the gym is going really well and I have a little bit of extra time, I take care of the smaller, kind of less important stuff. Like this ugly green upholstery that has been on our pec deck since we bought it. So a lot of y'all know that one of the reasons we've been able to grow so fast is I don't drop $6 grand on new equipment. I'm patient and I'm methodical in checking Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, all the pre-owned sites, and I find really good deals on stuff. And a lot of times that means that I spend time restoring equipment, whether that's replacing rusty bolts, knocking rust off the frames themselves, replacing cables. But sometimes I'll get something that is in perfect condition, it's just a little ugly. So in that case, I'll slap a new coat of paint on it, and sometimes I'll ReUpholster. I got this pec deck, it replaced an old pec deck that we had and everybody hated. I just haven't gotten around to replacing the upholstery on it yet because, well, for one, upholstery is expensive, and two, I just haven't had the time to sit and do it. We're gonna do that today because I found out today that Joann's Fabrics has 40% coupons online all the time. Who knew? So I've got 3 different things that I'm going to ReUpholster today, but I'm just gonna take you through the process of one of them to show y'all that it's way easier to do this than you thought it was. You don't need a sewing machine. You don't have to like take old upholstery off. I promise you, you're overthinking it if you clicked on this channel looking for how to upholster gym equipment. So let's go ahead and get started. So I should have everything that I need here in this general vicinity. I bought 3 yards of black marine vinyl. You need marine vinyl because you're gonna want something that's water resistant. So the vinyl that goes on a boat is what's going to be necessary. I've got a pair of scissors and I have my socket set. First thing we're gonna do is we're actually just going to take these pads off, and then it's just like wrapping a present. So that turned out to be a process. As it turns out, I didn't need my socket set at all because this is held on by Allen screws. And it just took me damn near 15 minutes to search through all the scattered remains of where my Allen wrenches are to find one that fit. So now I'll actually be able to start taking this thing off of here. Alright, first pad is off. Taking all these extra Allen keys and putting them into the depths of my socket set so I don't lose them again. Oh, taking the second one off. Now, this is the point where you might be asking yourself, Cameron, why didn't you do that earlier? The answer is simple. Because sometimes I'm made of dumb. All right, that's done. Now we just gotta cut some vinyl and ReUpholster. If you've ever wrapped Christmas presents before, it is the same exact thing. All you're going to do is just make sure you cut enough that you can stretch it over, and you're good to go. That's all you have to do. I'm not gonna take the old vinyl off because that's ridiculous in my opinion. You don't need to do that. All you gotta do is staple this over. Where did I set my staple gun though? Here it is. So yeah, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press into it and pop a staple there. And there to hold that in place while I cut the rest. Let's see. ought to be plenty right here. I recommend cut more than you think you're gonna need because you can always trim it back. And in the long run, you're going to waste more by not cutting enough and having to recut than you will save by cutting a little too much. This way. Flatten that out a little bit. All right. Now we do the rest. So see, like I cut a little too much, no worries. I'm just gonna trim that back right there. So what I'm trying to avoid doing is I'm trying to avoid leaving any of this green residue. Not residue, but this right here. I don't want to leave more than will be covered up by the machine. So if I do, I'm just gonna repaint. All right, now I'm just gonna do it from here. Cut a little more off. Yeah, I just don't want to cover up these holes because if you cover up those holes, it just becomes a pain. And this isn't furniture for your house. It doesn't have to look pretty. It just has to be secure. So it'll get the job done. All right. Remember how I said it's like wrapping Christmas presents? I always buy bags. So from there, pull it as tight as you can. You're gonna wanna try to get some staples where the fabric's the thinnest. Then you do the other side. And that's it. Is it beautiful? No. Does it look better than that lime green crap that was here before? 100%. Now I'm gonna do the other one. That would be really cool if that worked. It does not. So I'm gonna cut before. If you really want to get fancy with it, get a ruler. I said, it's not really rocket science. So you should be able to eyeball everything pretty well. And it has lines on it. I'm just not very good at cutting within the lines. Same thing, pull it tight, pop a couple staples in. Here, a little off of here. So what led me to doing this today? Well, it's simple. I was on the side of town with the fabric store. And we had a really good month this month. So why not? I'll try to tuck this one a little bit better. A lot of people will cut and sew their stuff just to make it look a little prettier, but like I said, we're not really worried about that for our purposes. People want a pretty gym, they'll go someplace like Crunch Fitness or something like that. People don't come here for pretty. Like, in reality, people would have been perfectly fine with this lime green, at least my members, would have been perfectly fine with this lime green seat forever. It was just bothering me, so that's why I'm doing it. All right, now we got the second seat. We'll put it back on. Pretty sure it went this way, yep. Little pro tip I forgot to do, because I don't follow my own advice very well sometimes. Take pictures of the seat configuration before you take this thing apart, because otherwise you might put the seat back on backwards. I've done that before. I also appear to have maybe lost a bolt. For those of you who are watching who want to be gym owners one day, maybe, I'm doing this on a random Sunday because at least for the first few years you're open, you're probably going to be there every single day for full working days at least. At least if you want to grow. To be honest, we barely grew in comparison to our growth now during the time I had my full-time position with the Louisiana National Guard. Our growth has almost tripled since I left that position. Sometimes you just have to burn the proverbial boats. Ah, there it is. All right, just gotta pop these 2 more screws in and we are done. We're going to do in relation to this today. When we bought this thing, it had this flimsy plastic covering right here, and all the little hex bolts are still in the system. So I'm just going to go grab a drill real quick and pull those out. And that is all there is to it. And look how much better that looks. I'm gonna splice in the before again. But yeah, this is a huge improvement. So that's really it for the video. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. It really does help us out a lot. If you're in the Baton Rouge area and you want to come and check out this piece of equipment that we reupholstered today, shoot me a message on Instagram. We'll make it happen. If you're not in the Baton Rouge area and you still want to support us, the best way to do that is head to the website, check out our programming options and our apparel options. This hoodie, it's really, really warm. South Louisiana, you need it for like the first half of 3 weeks of the winter, but if you're in the northern states, you might need it more than that. So until next time, keep that Titan.